for. I think everybody's journey path is different, you know, what they face and what they see and how they feel about it. You know? It's not just him, but we have a lot of different guys, you know. But with him, I know he's a very level-headed person. He seems to earn his control, and he throws the control. And I think that's the obvious. He's a gifted basketball player, but he's mental fortitude and toughness. His life before makes him who he is. I don't think it takes away from our enjoyment of the game. You know, I think he sees it get through and figure it out.
It's not real. It's only 2 minute one. I do. I like it. Thank you. This audio is making a video too. I got a question for you.
Oh my God!
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Come on.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Focus.
excited and heavy. We're starting out on the road, a good playoff team, and just communicating and making sure we execute. Really.
Well, I just want to get to the way now that you're here, you played a lot of minutes the other night. You feeling good after that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You talked a lot about two things: getting to April healthy, playoffs healthy, and also playing at a high level. You guys won 18 of 21. You're healthy going into the postseason. What can you kind of take away from those heading into? What can that bring you into a postseason round like you guys coming up?
Just giving us, opportunity to play for something, and value in every possession down that last stretch. We pretty much needed to win. I think almost all those games, and we were able to do that to put us in this position. So I just think the experience could kind of roll over into the series.
Right.
After everything you've been through.
Won 2 championships. What gets you still excited about the playoffs?
Just having an opportunity to go and get another one. Everybody, wants to be here, and every team is playing for these moments, and just got to take the great advantage of the opportunity and just give it your all.
After everything you've been through and to get to April healthy, are you feeling any sense of relief or gratitude or just?
No. I'm just happy that I was able to get here, and our teammates did a great job down that last stretch. And like I said, just don't take the opportunity for granted and try to play my best. And that's it. Just having fun.
Kawhi, you mentioned obviously, not just being healthy in April, but being healthy into the offseason, having an actual healthy offseason for the first time in a long time. The stuff that you've come back from, and every time you come back, you look as good or if not better than the previous time. That motivation to keep coming back, where does that mental drive for you come from?
I love the game. I love the game, and I have a passion for it still. I love to compete out there. So that's pretty much what drives me back. Everything has its ups and downs, and you got to go through those in life, and you just keep going, really.
Do you still feel like you have something to prove, not to the outsiders, but even just to yourself personally?
No. I'm just always just playing basketball, having fun, and trying to, try to get to that next step. If it's either the next game and play great, and now we're in the playoffs, so just trying to win games, and that's it.
Why we could hear you guys
Just focusing on some of our plays, like I was telling Law earlier, just execution and just making sure that we tie it together going into Denver, and focusing in on them and see what they do well offensively and defensively, and just seeing what we could do to try to counter on those triggers.
I think with Jokic, people often simplify him, but make him a passer, not just a scorer, vice versa. Is that easier said than done? And is one more hurtful than the other when you're trying to defend him in that team?
Yeah, you never know in a game of basketball. Like I say, you can't play the game perfect. You can't guard anyone perfect. So whatever way you guard him, he's going to try to execute. And if that's him scoring high or getting high assists, that's just how the game turned out. But we're just focused on trying to win the basketball game. And, obviously, he's a big part of it, and he causes a lot of attention.
When you go to San Diego, and have those moments where you can just go to the ballpark, especially in a really tense moment in the regular season going in, about to prepare for it, what's going on in a place like San Diego for you right now?
That's my home, so I'm at home, and I was able to have time off this week to catch a game, and anytime I could do that, I do it. Just either that, or if I'm going somewhere with my kids, or just enjoying myself at the beach. Not just broadcasting.
We know how much the fans mean to you, so being able to now go into the playoffs in your own arena, your own home, what does that feeling feel like for you?
It's great that we were able to get here, especially with this being the first year into it. I think that's amazing. I hope the fans are excited. I know they will be once we come back for game 3 and 4. I'm just happy that they get this experience.
Well, throughout the course of your career, you've consistently been one of the best playoff performers in the NBA, and in many cases, your play has actually improved from the regular season to the postseason. What is it about your game that you believe makes that the case?
Just probably playing, wanting to win more, and it's drilling down to maybe your last game of the season. Just like how it was at the end of our season now. So now you either got 4 or 7 times to play within that range. So I think it's just leaving it all out on the floor and then just going into the summer knowing that you try to give it your all.
Thanks, Kawhi. Thanks, Kawhi.
Oh, you here?
Hey, the media's here.
So you on the camera too? Or you gonna be on the side?
That's my camera right there. I'm not in the frame, so.
Hey man, get some room, man. My bubble.
My bubble.
Yeah, there we go.
That's
good, Norton. Hey, there we go. You know what I'm saying? Circumference.
So where are you guys going for the last hour on court today at practice? What was that like, and what was kind of the focal point of what you guys were doing?
I was good, just getting up and down, execute some things that we want to work on, and change some of the offensive and defensive schemes. But just getting our cardio, getting our bodies moving. We got a few days off, so just trying to get our bodies back going and our cardio right. But it was good competition, good talk, good level of focus.
How much did you guys need the rest that this week kind of afforded you guys to get ready for this weekend rather than having to play extra games to get there?
I mean, it's big time. Anytime you can rest your body, get some time to, get to as close to 100% as possible going into the postseason is big. Not having to worry about the play-in is huge. So we definitely appreciated the extra time off, and it gives us even more time to prepare. Not having to prepare for another opponent and then prepare for somebody after possibly. Just have that time to prepare for one opponent and execute and get the things that we want to focus on, ready for the first round. So it's big time.
What are the things that
Kawhi mentioned that how much he still loves this game. Have you seen him playing with more joy this season than maybe past because of he's healthy now?
I think he's always had that joy. I think anytime he's had an interview or talked about it, he's always talking about having fun with the game, having fun with basketball. It's a fun game for him. I haven't seen any change from this year compared to last year or back in Toronto. He's always loved the game of basketball. And you can just tell when he's able to play and then be healthy and play the game he loves at the level that he knows he can play at.
You mentioned the preparation for Denver. What has particularly stood out to you as you guys have gone through preparing for this matchup?
Just being really focused on the defensive side of the ball, honestly. That's where we're going to hang our hats. Offensively, we have the guys to be able to score the basketball and do what we want, but defensively is going to be the biggest thing, being focused in on their guys, on Jokic. He's the head of the snake with Murray. But it's a unit that they play. That first unit is really good, and the guys that have coming off the bench, the energy that they bring. So just being really tied in and locked in on the defensive side of the ball, whoever's on the floor.
Christian Brown has led the NBA in fast break points this year. Kind of, how big of a key is it for you guys to? I know going into every game it's like just don't let them get out in transition. Mm-hmm. But how big is it a key to kind of stop him from getting easy baskets to where he gets going, and then you guys, kind of get stretched at times?
Very important. JVG's made multiple points watching film and even in practice and our defensive drills, getting back in transition, getting matched up. nobody having a matchup and really communicating and talking, so nobody is lost. They're a team that likes to throw the ball ahead. Jokic is very unselfish with the pitch aheads and finding his teammates in stride. So it's going to be all five talking and communicating, transitioning from offense to defense. It's not just going to be one man focused on Christian. It's going to be all five. Getting back in transition and getting our defensive set.
It feels like a lot of people, when you talk about Jokic, you simplify it as make him score, don't make him a facilitator, or vice versa. Is that too simple? Is that too simplified? And is one thing that he does more hurtful than the other? Like, does his scoring hurt you more? Does his playmaking hurt you more?
I think anything you say, you can simplify it, but it's not as easy as whatever you're trying to describe. You look at the numbers and what they're at in their output when he's assisting and not assisting. So you're doing that analytics game where Jokic does have the ball, but he's one of the best players in the world, and unselfish player. He's not only looking for his shot, he's looking for his teammates, and he's finding his teammates when defenses are breaking down or not communicating on swishes and things like that, and that's where they're deadly. Getting easy paint assists on their cuts and playing off of him. So that's the focal point. Just being tied together and locked in and physical and not giving them easy baskets where he's able to do both score and pick us apart with his passing. You're trying to limit one thing. You're always trying to take away the best players' best attributes and to make it difficult for them. And that's what teams are trying to do. And that's what we're trying to do.
So you played 3 times in Denver this season, 2-part. Like, what's the key to adjusting to games early there, and especially with your fourth quarter performances this year? Like, what's the key to being able to have enough in the tank to finish the games the way you need to finish?
It's a mental thing, I think being able to get our cardio and stuff right, our body's ready for the altitude, and being able to get past to our second wind is huge. I think everybody talks about that whenever you're going to Denver. Even in the regular season. But I think it's going to be a mental thing. They play really well at home. Not getting discouraged when you're playing good defense and they make tough shots and things like that. But just sticking with it, staying composed, no matter what, throughout the course of 48 minutes, man. It's a series, and every game's going to be different. Been in games where you blow a team out by 20, then the next game you lose by 10. It's not one game's not going to determine the whole series. It's just about us being focused and tied together, going into an environment like Denver and pulling for each other and everybody pulling the rope in the same direction.
Can you talk a little bit about that mental preparation? Because obviously going to playoffs, the pressure is at a higher stake. So what do you do to get into that zone?
Just having fun with it throughout the course of it, not getting too wrapped up or tense, At the end of the day, it's the playoffs. Yes, it's a lot of the line, but it's basketball. We do this our whole lives. We're doing this all season. It's not a situation that I've been unfamiliar with. It's not the first time playing Denver in the playoffs. So just sticking to what I know, cleaning up some things that I need to work on, and watching the games that I've played against them and how they covered me and my different reads and stuff, offensively and defensively, and just going out there and staying in the moment, but enjoying it. When you have fun and you're enjoying it, you're not really thinking about the pressure. You're just thinking about what you got to do to win.
Would you say that there's anything that you feel differently coming into this playoff season?
No, not really. Just that I'm older. I wish I was 4 years younger. No, not really. It's good to fully be healthy again. I think that's the biggest thing, finally getting into the postseason and then being fully healthy, top to bottom, and going out there and being able to execute with a full squad. I think that's the biggest difference.
When you look at this team, obviously you have a lot of elite players who can get buckets in isolation. But when you play, you also play very team ball a lot. It's not like you're in my team very often. So in a playoff series, how does both ways kind of help you most?
It's big time because out of isolation, it's not always about them just getting their shot. Isolating a matchup that we want, forces the teams to have to adjust and be in rotations. And now you're isoing the defender that you want. Now they're rotating, firing, blitzing, double teaming, and now the ball's moving and they're scrambling and have to guard and closeouts. So it's not always about ISO and getting that person a bucket. It's about hunting a matchup and then getting their defense to adjust to that, and then attacking them on the second side of the court. That's the biggest thing with isolation, So we got guys that can score in isolation, but that also creates for other guys on the other side.
Thank you.